Put our cards on the table here, General.
You're scared of me because you can't control me. You don't. And you never will. But that doesn't mean I'm your enemy.
As we hear rumors about Man of Steel 2 possibly getting off the ground, there's one key element that the sequel should definitely revisit: the first film's standout scene that the DCEU seems to have overlooked. The original Man of Steel reimagined Superman's origins for a modern audience, setting the stage for the entire DCEU. Despite its mixed reception and subsequent follow-ups, it wasn't until October 2022 that a genuine sequel to Man of Steel began to take shape, following the debut of Black Adam. Fans were excited at the prospect of Henry Cavill returning as Clark Kent and continuing his story. While the film's creative choices were polarizing, especially General Zod's death, its opening scene was widely praised. The prologue, set on Superman's home planet of Krypton, offered a glimpse into the advanced civilization's fall and the origins of Kal-El's journey. This beautifully rendered alien world is rich with storytelling potential that has yet to be fully explored in the DCEU. For Man of Steel 2, it would be a missed opportunity not to delve back into Krypton. Exploring this extraterrestrial world more deeply could add significant depth to Superman's backstory, enhancing the character's mythos and providing a fresh narrative direction. Krypton's unique setting, combined with its complex history and characters, offers a wealth of possibilities that could enrich the sequel and provide a new perspective on Superman's origins. Henry Cavill's highly anticipated sequel, Man of Steel 2, was unfortunately cancelled around the time James Gunn's DCU was revealed. Cavill's portrayal of Superman has been celebrated since his debut in 2013's Man of Steel. He went on to reprise the role in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and more recently Black Adam. Cavill himself was a big supporter of the role, so his departure was one of the more controversial outcomes of the DCU's reshuffling. The cancellation of Man of Steel 2 was unexpected, given the success of the original Man of Steel. The film's strong performance practically set up the need for a sequel. Instead, Cavill's Superman appeared alongside Batman in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, a film that received mixed to poor reviews and marked the beginning of the DCEU's struggles. This movie became a case study in the early mismanagement of the franchise, which eventually led to its unraveling. Despite plans for a sequel, the shifting direction of the DCU ultimately meant that Man of Steel 2 was never made. With the DCU's new direction, it's intriguing to consider what could have been. How do you think Man of Steel 2 could have shaped the future of the DCU if it had been developed? Let us know your thoughts and what you would have liked to see in the sequel in the comments below. Your suggestions and ideas are always welcome. Man of Steel 2 entered the planning stages around 2016, following the release of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, where Superman's death was a major plot point. The film's resurrection of Superman was completed in 2017's Justice League, setting the stage for Cavill's return in a second solo movie. However, Cavill wouldn't be seen in the role again until 2022's Black Adam, with the notable exception of Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was after this appearance that Cavill confirmed his return to the DCEU via social media, sharing an image of himself in the iconic Superman suit. By the time Cavill was back in the suit, Man of Steel 2 was in serious development. Stephen Knight, the creator of Peaky Blinders, was reportedly set to oversee the story. The film was slated to come out over a decade after Superman's first solo outing in 2013, leading to speculation about how the franchise would navigate this substantial gap. Some fans and critics anticipated a soft reboot, similar to James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, which could have involved recasting key roles, such as Amy Adams as Lois Lane, to align with the new direction of the DCU. Insiders have revealed to The Hollywood Reporter that Man of Steel 2 was set to introduce the iconic Superman villain, Brainiac, in his live-action cinematic debut. Although Brainiac has appeared in live-action Superman shows like Smallville and Krypton, his role in the film would have marked his first appearance in the DC Cinematic Universe. Brainiac, with his distinctive traits such as collecting knowledge from across the universe, piloting a skull-shaped spaceship, and shrinking cities to fit into bottles, would have made a formidable and intriguing adversary for Superman. The idea of Brainiac as the villain was particularly compelling. Known for shrinking Krypton's capital city Kandor and attempting to do the same to Earth cities, Brainiac's actions would have directly conflicted with Superman's mission to protect both his Kryptonian heritage and Earth. This storyline could have added depth to Cavill's portrayal of Superman, exploring his connection to Krypton while emphasizing his dedication to safeguarding his adopted home planet. Unfortunately, Knight's pitch for incorporating Brainiac into Man of Steel 2 was reportedly rejected. This setback is a significant disappointment, considering how Brainiac could have enriched the film and offered a fresh challenge for Superman. As the DCEU evolves, it raises the question of how future films might explore and integrate such iconic villains. That said, if Man of Steel 2 were to happen, it would have a unique opportunity to return to Krypton and delve deeper into Superman's rich lore. Revisiting Krypton could not only introduce some of Superman's most iconic characters and locations, but also enhance the sequel's narrative in ways that build on and outdo the original film's memorable opening. Integrating Brainiac as the villain would be an ideal way to utilize Krypton's potential. Known for his role as Krypton's planetary computer and his direct link to the planet's destruction, Brainiac's inclusion could provide a compelling narrative thread that ties Superman's past to his present challenges. The sequel could explore how Krypton's reliance on technology might mirror potential threats to Earth, raising stakes and deepening the story's thematic elements. Additionally, incorporating elements like Krypton's frozen sister planet Argo, as seen in Superman the Animated Series, or exploring its abandoned colonies, could offer fresh, exciting settings. These locations could serve as backdrops for introducing beloved characters such as Krypto the Superdog or Supergirl into the DCEU. For instance, Argo or an abandoned colony could provide a poignant backdrop for these characters' origins, creating intriguing connections to Superman's own story. Another exciting possibility could involve the bottled city of Kandor or the Phantom Zone. Both have rich histories within Superman's lore and could offer unique narrative opportunities. Kandor's inclusion could help tie the lore of the original film and its sequel together, while the Phantom Zone could introduce a new dimension of threats and challenges for Superman to face. And if you don't know, Cavill was actually ready to don the Superman cape once more. However, James Gunn's recent statements on Twitter revealed a different direction. Gunn clarified, "We didn't fire Henry. Henry was never cast. For me, it's about who do I want to cast as Superman and who do the filmmakers we have want to cast. And for me, for this story, it isn't Henry." Gunn, who had previously announced that he was working on a Superman film without Cavill back in December, emphasized that his decision wasn't personal. "I like Henry. I think he's a great guy," Gunn added. "I think he's getting dicked around by a lot of people, including the former regime at this company. But this Superman is not Henry for a number of reasons." The new Superman film, titled Superman Legacy, is set to be the true beginning of the DCU. Scheduled for release on July 11, 2025, the film will focus on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. Gunn explained that part of the reason Cavill wasn't chosen for this iteration of Superman is that the story centers on an earlier part of the character's life. Despite this, Gunn and Cavill reportedly had a positive meeting and discussed potential future collaborations. Cavill confirmed his departure from the role via Instagram, stating, "I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life." He added, "The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes." And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.